excuse me, that's for Brown County and includes a Zephyr, that going until 7:15. Now, farther northward, you'll notice that there are some thunderstorm cells that are beginning to pop up west of Fort Worth, and so we're going to want to keep a very close eye on those. We've still got a lot of the things in place that can produce tornadoes, including strong shear in the atmosphere. We've been talking about that for days, and that is still going to be in place, even though we're seeing some of these storms. We're not seeing these really well-defined hook echoes that we saw earlier today, but certainly we are seeing a lot of rotation within these cells.
And we want to go back right now to meteorologist Mike Bettis, who is on the scene in Moore, Oklahoma. Mike.
All right, Chris, thank you very much. I want to bring in a gentleman who's been very kind to offer to talk to us this evening. His home has been destroyed, as you can see behind here. Marty Schwab is joining us right now. Marty, you told me just a second ago you saw the tornado.
Yes.
What did it look like? Describe it to us.
Basically, like what you see on TV, it's just a wide cloud of debris circling around it. Makes a tremendous noise. Some say it's a freight train. Once you hear a tornado, it's not a freight train.
You do not want to take shelter in your home, you said. You go to your neighbor's house.
Yeah, they flagged us down. We was leaving the neighborhood, and they flagged us down, and we got in their shelter with them.
How long before the tornado struck did you get in that storm shelter?
Maybe a minute.
You had literally a minute to get to that shelter before this happened.
Closed the door, and it hit.
How many of you were in there?
5.
What was it like when that tornado hit?
It's trying to suck you out. All the debris, there was a crack, just a little crack, you know, that we couldn't get it tight. And we was just covered in debris, you can pretty much see.
When you came out of that shelter, what was that like?
Well, we had to dig out. You know, there's debris on top of it, and we got the door open and got out, and then everything was gone. So basically, you know, what you see is gone.
You said you've lived here 14 years.
Yes.
The homes here are well-built homes. We've got a lot of brick homes here.
Yes.
This has got to be a shock, I'm sure, to you and your neighbors. It looks like this now.
Yes, it is.
Where do you go from here?
I don't know. Find someplace to stay. I think my son said come on over. So.
Yeah, is that going to be your plan, you think, for the short term? Stay with your son?
Yeah, short term, yeah.
Are you going to be able to salvage anything from your home? I
Well,
mean, describe what, if you can, describe to us what your home looked like before, you know, the current state that we see.
It was just like any home north of here. You know, they're basically all same floor plans and stuff.
This is basically a story and a half home,
just single
brick,
story.
A single story brick.
Yep.
What you have there now, I mean, what can you salvage?
Well, I was able to salvage. I had my guns in a safe, locked. We found the safe. We found our lock boxes, and that's about it.
This is your dog?
Yeah.
Your dog made it?
Oh yeah.
What's your dog's name?
I lost the gun because of her, but that's all right. I'll take her instead.
Take the dog over the gun. What's your dog's name?
Miss Spook.
Miss Spook. Well, she looks like she's doing okay, huh?
She's fine.
Maybe a little nervous, but okay.
Oh yeah.
Well, Marty, we sincerely appreciate you talking to us this evening. Wish you the best of luck.
Thanks.
And tough going, I'm sure, for you. Thank you very much for talking to us. It will get better. Great perspective Marty has there on what has happened here. You know, I think a lot of people will tell you that after they've gone through something like this. Hey, I lived. You know, I have insurance. I can get a new home, but I can't replace. You know, you can't replace the life. You can't replace the important things in your life, like your pets. So you love to see, you know, scenes like this. These are things that put a smile on your face after a tragic event like this, because, you know, it's a day that's filled with a lot of sadness in a place like Moore, because these things happen, I think, way too frequently in American history, because there's no other place that has more violent weather than this country. Chris and Carl, you know, maybe there's a lesson to be learned from guys like Marty, who literally hours after a tornado takes everything he has that kind of perspective. I think it helps all of us put our lives in perspective as well, even if we aren't per se victims of tornadoes like this.
All right, Mike, thank you very much for that. And, you know, you see that a lot. People that barely got out alive. He said, well, a minute before it came through, home destroyed, and that perspective.
That's right, and a lot of people do have storm shelters there in Oklahoma City, and I'm sure a lot of people managed to get into them. There's a lot of warning on this cell.
We're still covering it. This is a developing situation.